just a little flitty. There was this girl named Paige Newman who lived around the block from us, and she was older than me by about 2-3 years or something like that. And something of a tougher girl. She wasn't like built like brick shit out. She was really a girl next door cute, but she kind of had an attitude and stuff. And she always scared me. I hung out with a chick who lived near her, and she was always like frowning at me. Who's a fat kid? And I was like, I don't know. Who is it? Me? Oh. Hi, Paige. So I was always really scared of her and shit like that. And then she went to public school. I went to Catholic school, so it was not really a fucking big deal or anything like that. She was just one of many people that scared me in my youth. And one day, I think I was in 2nd grade, I've never told this story. It's not even a good story, but we were on the playground. I think we were playing Star Wars. I don't know what we were fucking doing. But all of a sudden, I rounded a corner, and I was chasing, I think, Janine White. And there were 3 chicks standing there, and Janine like kind of ran behind them to hide and shit. And the chicks turned around, and one of them was Paige Newman. And she was wearing like the jumper, of our school. She was dressed like I was. We wore uniforms at Catholic school. I wore green slacks, green sweater, white shirt, green tie. And the girls had like checkered plaid, green fucking jumpers and shit like that. So she turns around, she's wearing that outfit, and I fucking stopped dead. Because I was just like, she's here. Like fucking that world where I'm afraid and could get beat up by a girl has just interfered with this world where I'm safe and we pray to Jesus every day. And she's looking at me with a glare, and I didn't know what to do, say, react. And I was young, I wasn't as quick as I am kind of now and shit like that. So I just went, "You're in our school? You're in our school! You're in our school!" And I skipped away. I'm not fucking around. I'll try to do it for you. It's been a while. And mind you, I was thinner then, but I was like, "You're in our school! She's in our school! She's in our school!" I don't know what she was thinking, but I assume it was something like, "What a faggot." That was weird. Never showed that. I guess it's not so bad in retrospect. Now that I was thinking about back in the day, I was like, "Oh, it was the worst thing I ever did." That and kill a drifter just to fucking
take his belt.
That was one. What was the other? Oh, horrible thing. Horrible thing. 4th grade, Miss Valling standing next to me. She was our teacher. Miss Valling was taller than me. Granted, I was a kid, so of course everybody was taller than me. But she had a humpback, hardcore, big one, and her neck went down like this. So she kind of looked a bit like the Warner Brothers Martians that Marvin the Martian makes, the birds. With little umbrellas on their head. She looked like that motherfucker. Anyway, Miss Valling, she was the teacher, the 4th grade teacher. Nobody really liked her. She wasn't a sister. The kids didn't like her. That one teacher that was like, "Ooh, Miss Valling, I got Miss Valling this year." But I always went in with a good face on and shit and tried not to prejudge or anything. So we're standing there doing this lunchtime, or morning, because we did the Angels. Did the Pledge of Allegiance. And then after we do the Pledge of Allegiance, somebody leads you over the loudspeaker, and there's flags at the front of the room, your desks are all lined up. Stand up next to your desk, hand on your heart, do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then after that ends, somebody starts reading the Angelus, which is this Catholic morning prayer thing, call and response thing, like where they say something over the loudspeaker, you something back, like they're like, "Who let the dogs out?" And they're like, Christ, 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 Christ. A little more traditional. So we're going through it and whatnot, and I got this sense that there's somebody standing next to me who's tall, and the only person in the room who's like, I'm getting that vibe from Miss Valling. It has to be Miss Valling. So I look to my right, and there's Miss Valling standing next to me. But she's not standing next to me like this. We're all standing like this. She also is kind of like this, but she turned a little bit catty-corner. And she's not looking at the front of the room, she's looking at me, but she's not looking me in the eyes. She's looking down. And I was too young to be like, "This bitch is looking at my fucking cock." Because I was 9 and shit, so I was like, what's going on? but I was still doing the Angelus. The Angelus ends and shit. And I stop, and everyone's sitting down, and I go to sit. Before I sit, there's Miss Valling still sitting there looking at me. So I turn and look at her, and I was like, what is it? And she goes, the gut on you, Mr. Smith. I did nothing. I didn't say anything. I said the Pledge of Allegiance like I was supposed to, and I said the Angelus. How? 9! I was 9 years old, and this hunchback cunt just fucking... School in terms of the fucking hunchback and shit, and everyone called her Quasimodo and her bell tower and all that shit. And I would never in a million years, even though she was a teacher or authority figure, of course that would stop me, but just out of common courtesy, I would never be like, the hump on you, Mrs. Bailey. I wish I had. I wish I'd been that quick when I was 9, but instead I was just like, can I go to the bathroom? And she was like, go ahead. And I went to the bathroom and just started like, crying and shit like that, because I was like, why did she do that? She's like, I could take that from like Paige Newman. Paige Newman wouldn't even do that to me after I skipped away and said, you're in our school, you're in our school. I remember Bobby B came into the bathroom too, and I was like fucking all just leaning against the window, and I was all wet face and shit, and trying to keep it away from him. He was an upperclassman. He goes to take a leak. He goes, what, are you crying? I was like, no, I pissed in my face, all right? He didn't think it was funny or understand it was a joke. He was like, act out of the room. I'm telling the father! You know, ran away. So I don't know, that was a horrible thing that I remember. Still, isn't it weird? It's so weird that happened.